Do you feel something's missing with your Amazon PPC campaigns? It could be that you are missing out on sponsored brand campaigns. These ads are generally the first results that you see in the search results and can lead to higher conversion rate if done right. But aren't sponsored brand campaigns hard to set up with lots of variations, and wouldn't the cost be a lot more? Don't worry, because I will show you exactly how to create eye-catching sponsored brand ads that convert and making the most out of your sponsored brand campaign so you won't overpay and get your ROI, so stay tuned. I'm Rick Wong, an Amazon seller and the founder of SellerMetrics, an Amazon marketing agency. I invite you to subscribe to content such as this one, where we do deep dives into latest Amazon FBA news, tips, and hacks. Let's get right into it. So for sponsored brands campaign, just like sponsored products, you're gonna go to create campaign button here once you're on the screen. Before we actually get into how to create the campaign and go through it step by step, let's step back and see what type of ads we're actually gonna create on the Amazon platform. We're basically gonna create these type of ads. This is like the ad type that every seller knows, basically in the top of the search results. So these like banner ads right here. And if you're actually gonna scroll down, there's also like a video ad right here. That's also part of the sponsored brand umbrella. So those are the ad types that you can create with sponsored brand. And within each product, if you actually go to the top, this is also sponsored brands. And if you actually go to the bottom, you see some video ads. These are also sponsored brands as well. So these are the types of campaigns that we will be creating with this sponsored brand options. Another thing to keep note is that you also need to be brand registered in order to create sponsored brand ads. So you would need to be brand registered using the link brandservices.amazon.com. I'll put that link in the description or show it in this video right here. And your brand also need to be registered with a trademark office such as USPTO before you be able to register. Let's deep dive and get right into it. Within sponsored brands, you're gonna go to create. So you can see in this like icon, this little illustration right here, what type of ad you can create. So this illustration show the video ads that I just showed you earlier, and then you see the product collection ad, which would be this one right here. And then the third type would be the store spotlight, which you also, I'm going to show you, see if I can find an example of. I don't see too much example of this, often not used as much. And then you can see the newest type, which is the top of the search video, which would be this one right here. So if you actually go down here, there are 3 ad formats for sponsored brand, as I mentioned. So that would be the product collection, store spotlight, and also the video ad. So those are the 3 main type, and we're gonna go through one by one on each of these 3 to go through how to actually set it up. Before you select the 3 different ad options, there's also this option, automated bidding, right here for sponsored brand only. So this option right here allows Amazon to automatically optimize the placements of your ads. So basically you see these sponsored brand ads right here. So the first one would be the top of search, and then any sponsored brand ads, and also in the bottom. So these are also sponsored brand ads, would be the rest of the search. What this does is basically it's confusing because it's the opposite of sponsored products placement adjustment. So if you actually click on this and allow you to customize it, basically what it's saying that if you really want the top of search, then you will decrease the non-top of search, so other than top of search, by a certain amount. Let's just say I want to give preferential bidding preference to top of search, then I would decrease the bid for the rest of the search. So that means I would give a higher bid and then plunk down the rest of the search using this one right here. If on the other hand, you want to increase the bid for the rest of the search, then you're gonna increase the percentage right here for the other than the top of search. It works the opposite of the sponsored product placement. I personally just like to not mess around with it too much. I haven't been able to really test it out, maybe like a few campaigns, but nothing conclusive. But majority of the time I would do the automated bidding for the top of search placement for sponsored brand campaigns. Let's just talk about the product collection ads. It's probably the most well-known sponsored brand ads for most Amazon sellers, probably because it's been around for a while. It used to be called the HSA, which is the headline search ads. And I'm going to show you quickly how it's done, and I'll show you how this could be set up pretty quickly. And basically it would look like this: your banner with 3 products in it, and then also the link to your Amazon shop. So the first option that we land on is the landing page. So the landing page, we have 2 options for product collection. Again, product collection is that you can select individual products to click on within your ad. So 3 products right here, and you could choose 2 landing page options. So if I click on this, I would land on, say, the product landing page, and if I choose this one right here, I would land on the store. So if I would pick here, you can select your store, and you could select either the home page or the sub pages that you create for your Amazon store. And I would only select this option when you have a nice store page, right? Like for this one right here, this is a pretty decent store page. So I'm inclined to make this as my final destination page, especially if I have a very nice storefront with a catalog that matches. For this one, it seems to be the overall same niche and same theme, so I would actually go for this. The other option is like you create a new landing page altogether. So I would only do this if the product is very specific, and also number 2, you don't have a nice storefront. So for this one, you need to select at least 3 of your products. So let's just say, like a lot of times I would put the 3 top selling products, especially the ones that are currently heavily in stock. These are the 3 products that I would go for. Okay, for the targeted options, you have just sponsored products. You have 2 targeting options, which is a keyword targeting options and product targeting options. For the keyword targeting options, there is what we call the new type that we can add for the keyword targeting for sponsored brand would be the theme-based targeting option. So what these are is like auto campaign in sponsored products, where you can allow Amazon to search out specific keywords that is, number 1, related to your brand, or number 2, related to your landing page. So that would be the landing page here that you'll select, or the landing page within your storefront. So basically any keywords related to the specifics pages here, or if you were to go here and select the specific storefront, and those are the keywords that Amazon will choose with the theme-based targeting. My suggestion with this is that you should segregate the match type. So for example, if you're going to create a campaign with these theme-based, create another one for the normal keyword match type, because it's mixing auto campaigns and keyword-based campaigns together. Is really hard to attribute the performance, and the performance between these 2 could vary quite a bit. So just the sponsored product, you can select keywords based on the 3 different match types. So let's just say I want to create a match type for this particular keyword, bam, and these are the match type that I'm going for these particular keywords. Another thing of note that for keyword targeting for sponsored brand could be particularly expensive, especially for the suggested bid. This right here is very reasonable, but it could be very expensive. So the bid could be like over $5 to $10. If that is too rich for you, you definitely want to use custom bid. So give a custom bid that you're comfortable with. What I like to do is what I call ladder bidding based on relevance. For the broad match type, I would make sure to have my custom bid relatively lower than the rest. So let's just say for the broad match, I would do 50 cents. For phrase match, I would do say 70 cents. And then lastly, for the exact match, I would say do 90 cents. So that is my tier-based bidding for relevancy. Okay, the other targeting type that you can decide to use is product targeting. So for product targeting, again, just like sponsored product, you could select the category that you want to bid for or individual products. Again, I would like to segregate the 2. If you're going to do category-based targeting, create a separate campaign. Individual product, create a separate campaign. So one campaign is more like a high level. The other campaign is more of a granular level, which would be individual products. So for the categories, you want to bid for the categories that is most related to your products. So let's just say I am selling a boot right here. What I would like to do is that I would look into your product categories and then search for the category that you're advertising. So the bestseller rank would be men's Oxford Derby boots, and that would be the category that I should be bidding for if I search for it here. That would be this one. And you could also further refine your category targeting based on brands, price, and also the star rating. So the more granular it gets, the more competitive advantage that you could potentially get with the pricing and reviews. Obviously, if you have 5-star review, you target things that have 4-star review, that give you a competitive advantage. It would narrow down the number of targets that you could attract. So that's like a trade-off right there. And then again, for the product targeting, you could pick individual products. So the Amazon will also give you suggestions, or you could actually click on individual ASINs. What I would like to do is maybe do a search of the main keyword and then use Helium 10 to scrape the ASINs and plunk it into this particular field right here. Or you could use the suggest right here and just add. And one thing of note is that there is no ASIN expanded targeting, so you can only target these specific ASIN exactly as these ASIN that you select. And also in terms of my suggestion for the bid, the same thing. If you want to be conservative, use a custom bid and tier up based on relevancy. And then if you really want to get results right away, use the Amazon suggested bid. But again, for Amazon suggested bid, could be quite expensive. I have situations where I could actually bid for a number. I could actually get clicks and impressions for a number that is much lower than the suggested bid. If you actually just bid the suggested bid, in my opinion, in my experience actually, Amazon will just take the money. Be careful with that for the suggested bid unless you really want to get super aggressive. The creative. So if you actually go into the options for the creative, it's basically the same whether you select the landing page as store or whether it's a new landing page right here. So once you go to creative, you have to pick 3 things. It could be intimidating, but you do it a few times and follow this video right here. It should be pretty straightforward. So logo here, so your logo will show up here. So you can see an example here. This is where the logo will go. And then if you actually go to the brand name, so whatever your brand name is, and then your headline. So you could use ChatGPT for a headline, so that's a good use case for ChatGPT. Basically, just highlight the unique benefits or any emotions that your particular customers will get for using your product, right? So highlights, benefits, and also emotions. That is my suggestions for that. And ChatGPT is a really good use case. And there is some messaging guideline as well. So if you actually go to the message guidelines, you have to follow it, no all caps. You can't make those claims. So there's some messaging guidelines that you have to follow. Okay, so what's new recently? I wouldn't say recently, it's probably been like 6 months now, that custom image is required. So a custom image basically would be this image right here. It is now required. Before, you don't really need a custom image. Now this is a requirement. With the custom image, not a big deal. You could either use the AI that they have as beta, but I haven't had good results with it. It's annoying. You could actually get better creatives by just doing like a stock photo search. So what I recommend is that your Amazon listing has a good lifestyle photo. Maybe you could clip it or get like an editor or use Canva to make sure that edit it within the image size and use that as a custom image. So there's like easy ways to do this. I don't think you have to rip your hair out. There's like a lot of tools like Canva to make a quick edit in terms of the size of the image. Okay. And that's it. So I think it's the same setup for either the storefront and also the other option, which is the landing page and the products. And also I need to mention that you need to add 3 products into your creative. So you see the product collection, like bam, those are 3 products, and you could only select the products that are within the landing page that you select. So for example, if I click a new landing page right here, so I select 1, 2, 3, these are only 3 products I could select in my creative. If I were to use the store on Amazon, so if I put my entire catalog on the home page, then I could basically select my entire catalog within the 3 product selection in my creative. So you see my option infinitely expands if I use my homepage as my creative. Okay, so that is the product collection. Now let's look at the type 2, which is the store spotlight. So what is the store spotlight is basically what it says right here. Instead of the product collection, which is specific products here, you are referencing the specific sub pages within a store. This only works if you have 4 or more pages within a store. So if I actually give an example of a storefront right here, so you can see like here, bam, so that is like 6 different sub pages, and you're eligible for the store spotlight. And basically it will just use like the main images from these sub pages as the asset that will display on these panels. So that's a key difference, and I'm not going to get into too much about the targeting type. I think I just mentioned it's basically the same as I mentioned in a product collection, same thing. So in terms of the creative setup, it's very similar to the product collection, but it's a little more simple because you don't have to actually have a custom image. So it's basically your logo, brand name, headline, and then your store pages. And store pages is already pre-selected from your store that you've already created with the sub pages here, and those are like the store pages that you could potentially use. So here you could customize the name of your subcategories, or basically your sub pages within your store, or deselected the specific pages. So you could select up to 3 sub pages from your store and then submit and review. So the key difference between store spotlight and product collection, as I mentioned, is that store spotlight is highlighting specific area, specific subcategory of your store. If you're bidding on something more general instead of product based, for example, let's just say you run a pet store and you have different subcategories, like for dogs, for cats, for gerbils, for example. So you could have 3 subcategories, and your keyword bidding or your category bidding could be much more broad versus saying you're only advertising for dog collar. So that is the use case for it. Another use case for it is also if you actually want to do a sponsored branded campaigns. For example, let's just say you use Nike. So I'm bidding on the term Nike, and you have a large catalog. So you could use the store spotlight to highlight the different parts of the catalog within Nike. It could be jumpers, it could be sneakers, it could be basketball, for example. So those are the 3 subcategories that you could use for, say, the Nike branded term. So those are the key uses of the brand spotlight that I've experienced and that I've thought of. But I think that the store spotlight is seldom used. I don't really see too much people running them, and underutilized. So feel free to experiment with this. For some of the campaigns that I have running is the store spotlight, and they did pretty good. It's a mixed bag, so you really got to test out what works for you, and it really depends on your catalog whether they work well or not. If you have a catalog of everything, right, that might not work. If you have a storefront that doesn't look good, it might not work. So now let's go for the third type, which is my favorite, which is the video type. And if you are going to take away anything from this video, it would be the video ads. In terms of performance, these video ads does better, around 20-30% compared to other campaigns that I run. So that includes sponsored product included. Video converts really well if you have a very good creative. And you don't have to rip your hair out in terms of what type of creative that I would create. So Amazon allows you to create a very static creative using your product listing, but you don't really need to pay over the top for a good video creative. It could be just a UGC from, say, like a reviewer or anybody, or you could actually just use like UGC agencies or use the new Amazon creative connections to get some UGCs going for you. At the end of the day, what converts now is not really production quality, it's really about authentic. So if you get like a very good, nice review video, that could be the one that you advertise. I need you to pay attention to the next part, which is very important for video ads. So you see the landing page here. Landing page could be your store, include sub pages, or your product detail page. For these selections, it's like two different video ad types completely. So if I select landing page as your store, your video ads can come out like this as like the top of the search, sponsored brand, replace the banner ad. So you see this one is basically this selection right here. So it's pretty nice, very premium. So this slide is already premium, but you're also tacking on a video, so makes your ad space even more valuable. The next options for landing page is the product detail page, and this one is the video ads right here in the middle that highlights one particular ASIN. Right, so that would be this one right here. So those are a key difference, and this one is more broad because once you click on it, you could go directly to your storefront. If I were to select this, the key difference is would be the creative at the end. So let's just select this. Let's actually look into the creative part for the product detail page. So let's just select an ASIN, and here in the creative part, all you have to do is upload a video that matches the specs. And for this particular video ad, you could only do horizontal type of video. The horizontal type of videos are very similar to the video that you see on YouTube. So that would be the 16:9 aspect ratio. You could get your video editor to make sure that it is in line with these specs before you upload it. So you add your particular ASIN and then just plunk in a video, and that's that, right? For your product detail landing page video ad. So now this is what is going to get interesting. So if I actually click on store on Amazon as a landing page, I get a lot more options in terms of my creative. Just the product collection, you could set your logo and then your brand name, very similar product collection, headline, and video. So this is where it gets very interesting for this particular ad type. For the horizontal one I just mentioned, it's very like the YouTube aspect ratio of 16:9, or vertical ads for this particular type of video. So you can see here, you could upload whether it's 16:9 or 9:60 vertical. So what this 9:60 is basically those TikTok videos where it's particularly adjusted for mobile. So that would be the vertical videos that you see. All right, so you're allowed to upload these two ad types, and if you upload the horizontal one right here, is basically this one right here. Looks like this one right here. But for the vertical, the examples are right here. So if you actually can't quite see it, so you can see the vertical video ad here, and then you can see the products that you select also vertically line up with the videos. Once you add the videos, you're gonna add your 3 products, very similar to product collection. Right, basically the product is based on the landing page that you select, and for the vertical videos, it lines up vertically like this. For the horizontal videos, it would line up like so. Bam. Okay, the video ads, once you select the creative, you could just click on submit and you're good to go. So that is how you set up all 3 different ad types within sponsored brands. So I show you basically how to create a sponsored brand product collection here, and then the product, and then the sponsor brand video for the storefront landing page here, and then the product base video, and then the store spotlight video ads, which I couldn't find an example on the actual platform, but very similar to product collection. I hope that this video is insightful and will help you create your first sponsor brand campaigns, or give you the confidence to try other sponsor brand types and also do it correctly. Sponsor brand videos are a bit harder to make work, especially compared to sponsored products, even for intermediate sellers. But I do hope that this video lays it all out and gives you more confidence in running more of these ads going forward. This video is specifically for sponsored brands, but if you want the lowdown on the other ad types such as sponsored products and sponsored displays, you are in luck because I made comprehensive videos on those and you could check it out on the links below. Lastly, if you're an Amazon seller and want to grow your business, schedule a discovery call with me at the link below. We are an Amazon marketing agency that helps our client grow their business profitably. Until the next time, keep selling and keep hustling, and I'll catch you on the next video. This is Rick signing off.